Hey everyone, it's Christine here. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome to this week's weekly energy reading for the week of September 26th through October 2nd. Let's get started and we'll dive into the Astrocap. I give a brief overview of the major astrological events. I don't really get into astrological transits. Maybe in the future I will. I try to just tap into major things that are happening. So as you all are aware, we just had a new moon in Libra on Sunday. I'm still feeling this energy and I hope you are too. And we are in Libra season, freshly inducted into this season. We just had the equinox, so a lot of changes, a lot of new starts, a lot of fresh energy. I hope you guys are feeling this. New season up here in the northern hemisphere, we have the fall, and in the southern hemisphere, you all have just entered a rebirth period of spring. I can just feel this freshness, this clean new slate from which to start. So I hope you all are manifesting to your dream, to your heart's desire. And let's see what else is happening. I'll link below my new moon in Libra video, 5 things to know about it. And I also did individual tarot readings, impromptu, if any of you are interested in looking at that. We have Mercury in Virgo right now, and it is going direct on Sunday, October 2nd. Finally, you all, let me know what you all thought. This Mercury retrograde was a doozy, I swear. Between Libra and Virgo, we were just in our heads, in our mental planes, figuring things out, making decisions, not making decisions, having one foot in, one foot out, moving forward, stepping back. It was just a shit show, right? I feel like when Mercury does go direct on October 2nd, and of course, after the definitive shadow period ends on October 17, we are going to experience even greater mental clarity, greater understanding, see truths for what they are, be able to communicate clearer, more assertively, not have trouble expressing what we need, making decisions. Most importantly, we are going to have an ease when it comes to all things tech, communication, and travel. Things are going to be moving perhaps faster than we realized. Things that were stagnant during this Mercury retrograde are going to start materializing really fast. So get ready for that and get ready to see movement on anything you've been waiting, especially forward movement in projects relating to work, emails, anything that's been on pause. This is also a great time to start taking action on things that may have needed revision or re-examination. What else is happening? We have Venus going into Libra. So it's ingressing from Virgo to Libra on the 29th of September. And as we all know, Libra is right at home, or Venus is right at home in Libra and also in Taurus, the other sign it dominates. And so this is going to show up in terms of being very idealistic and romantic in relationships, but there's also a detached element here because air energy, Libra in particular, is detached, but it doesn't mean they're devoid of emotions. It's almost about making sure that the energies that they share their feelings and emotions and times with are the right ones before they open their hearts, their cups, in other words. So with Venus in Libra, we are seeking more balanced relationships of all kinds in our lives, reassessing where we put our time, our energy, and also seeing how we value ourselves and how others value us in these partnerships. And this is going to be a cornerstone. Again, more focus on relationships this month. So I said this before, but I feel like Virgo and Libra partnered up this season. Between Virgo season, Mercury retrograde, flip-flopping between the two signs, and now we are in the sign of, or season I should say, of Libra. There's been a lot of just working together with this very analytical earth sign and this cerebral air sign. And so with Venus and Libra, there's going to be a greater need of, and also you may feel more inclined to get into deeper conversations. You know, I've heard some people say Libras may seem a little bit detached, may seem superficial, but I don't agree with that. I have a different perspective, perhaps because I'm a Libra rising and sun. I have a lot of Libra placements, including Mercury in my chart. I don't feel like Libras, and I'll say we, are superficial. I feel like we don't put our energies completely in someone if it's not all there. In other words, if it's not reciprocal, if it's one-sided, if we do not feel like we are being valued, we will not go deeper with someone. Libras, comment down below. But I feel like Libras are not superficial people. I feel like they're very intellectual. They go deep. Many Libras do appreciate intimacy. And again, this is holding all things constant because, of course, if you have trauma and you're healing and going through all of that, there's things to work through, right? That's just something to acknowledge. And we all go through that. But I feel like with Venus and Libra, this is a time for many people to really reevaluate all of their relationships and see where are we connecting to people on this level? Where are we seeing reciprocity and balance? Are we feeling love, and as much as are we giving this love, however we define it? A caveat to consider during this time period is people-pleasing, codependency. Be careful of avoiding speaking your truths or really expressing yourself or communicating your needs or your wants at the expense of another. This is where people can become or feel like they're becoming subsumed in someone else, perhaps enmeshed. So there's a fine line here to consider. An empowered Libra and embodying this energy is all about speaking your truth and communicating with assertiveness and not holding back. So just be careful during this time with Venus, especially in romantic partnerships and even close relationships where you may have a need to kind of please others or feel like you have to say or do something or act a certain way for another person. Just be you. This is also, I wanted to say, a great time to collaborate, to pair up, whether in work, to go out and meet new friends, put yourself out there because Libra is very much a social sign, very communicative. So great time to say yes to opportunities, to go to meetups, different events, networking events, to get to know other people, tap into your existing network and dive deeper on a more intimate level with others and get to know them. Date and get to know people because Libra does rule the 7th house, and Venus in Libra is going to only support finding relationships that have a greater longevity. Also, obviously, when you know what you want and need in relationships. And also, too, if you're looking for finding any type of long-term relationships in any area of your life, right? Maybe healthcare, doctor, counseling, therapy, whatever it is, this is a great time to kind of shop around, check out a few providers and see who clicks and to find them, especially with this. So let's dive in. That was kind of a long tangential Astrocap, you guys. We're gonna tap in to the energies right now and what's going on with this week. We're gonna tap into the energy. Am I repeating myself? I feel like I'm repeating myself. We're gonna grab some oracle. I've got a love and relationship, a self-love oracle, because Venus season, right? We've got a lot of Venus energy here in Libra. You see what is happening. I also want to throw this out because Mercury is going to station direct in about a week. This is a really great finale, if you will, to wrap anything up, to get extra rest if possible before things start shifting, because I already feel it. Things are going to move really quickly, and some of you will be looking back and realizing, wow, I should have rested more during the retrograde season. Okay, what does the universe want us to know for this week, please? What messages does the universe have for us for this week? What do we need to be aware of? Thank you. Okie dokie. I pulled from the Moonology deck. Look what we have at the bottom. Surrender to the divine. Full moon. Got the full moon coming up in 2 weeks. So we have full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Balance, you all. Venus is helping us out here. So much purple, you guys. We got step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. You guys, this is full on Venusian energy. Taurus came to join us. Some of you may have placements in Libra and Taurus. Some of you may have your North Node in Libra or Taurus. So right away, I feel like there is a balancing out right now. And interestingly, the North Node is also about balancing your mission, your destiny in this lifetime with that of previous ones or your last incarnation with your South Node. So take a look in your natal chart. You may be asked to start stepping up. Maybe your it may be your time, or you're feeling called to shift into something that's going to create greater balance in your life, especially in, I'm getting work because of Taurus, work and pleasure. It could be self-care. I'm also getting too with the spiritual and physical realms. So there may be a need to integrate more mind, body, soul practices. Taurus is all about taking care of the body, the physical plane, our stability, our finances and structures, while Libra is a lot about relationships, one-on-one partnerships, how we communicate with others, and how we ourselves place ourselves in other relationships, and also the relationship we have with ourselves. Very much both are focused on love, beauty. Taurus is very much about sensuality and finding that within our day-to-day routines. So I feel like for this week, I can't believe we got Libra and Taurus, you guys. I love how it happens. And at the bottom, surrender to the divine. There's a lot of focus. We'll just say with the North Node. Right now, the collective North Node is in Taurus and the South Node is in Scorpio. So there's a strong need right now, especially as we get closer to Scorpio season in about a month or so, to release things, just let go. Scorpio's, the shadow side is fear of holding on to things, not trusting. So many Scorpios shadow aspects are controlling, right? Having a hard grip on things. So we're being asked to let go, to surrender, let things go that you know are trying to leave. Don't hold on, because it's only prolonging not just your suffering, but it's prolonging the good things from coming into your life. It's stopping them. This is really about balancing our needs with others, finding our sense of self and worth within ourself first before others, right? No more putting other people first. No more people pleasing. No more codependency. No more being a doormat. We have that all within our control, right? How other people respond, there's been a big theme on relationships. Surprisingly, next January 2023, the collective North Node will be in Aries, first house, and the South Node will be in Libra. So again, we're going to have a focus next year of really asserting our independence and our sense of self and identity, and releasing those shadow aspects of Libra. Let's see what else is going on. We're going to pull from the Love and Relationships Affirmators. Haven't used this deck in a while. You guys feeling all the love? There's definitely a sense to balance things out, especially relationships, because other people's energies and how we fit into those relationships, especially if they are close one-on-ones, whether they're romantic partners or friendships or family, they have a really big impact on your overall wellness and well-being. So this week, it's about taking stock, continuing to take stock of where we place our energy, our time, our resources, and how we can bring better balance and also more pleasure, more beauty, however you define that, into your life. What other messages does the universe want us to know? What else? Oh gosh, so many are coming out. Okay. Oh, you guys, we got quite a few. We got open-heartedness. I know that life and the people living in it can be an absolute bummer sometimes, but I promise not to let unhappy chapters make me jaded. If I let negative experiences turn me sour, then the jerks win. So I'll move on with an open and hopeful heart, if only because I hate losing to jerks. So no matter what, especially, you guys, sorry for all that noise. That's my teen just stomping around making noise, even though he clearly sees me on camera. This is about no matter what happens in your relationships, especially since we have a general sense of letting go of those that don't longer serve you, to continue keeping your heart open. Seeing things as blessings, learning from what these people and relationships taught you, and moving on. Because when we close chapters and cycles and contracts with people in our lives, new people come in. We have rest. I told you. get and squeeze in the last bit of rest until Mercury turns direct. I take a step away from my stress and then a deep breath and then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself, able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't, but I try to. And then we can't and it doesn't, but I did, so it wasn't, good night. This is so just in tune. You know, relationship dynamics, they can take a lot of our energies, and this speaks to Taurus. Even the North Node right now in Taurus. For some of you, it may be uncomfortable resting, tapping into your feminine energy, because Taurus is very much a feminine sign. Libra is a masculine, even though Venus is a feminine energy. And so this is about balancing your need to constantly do and make things work. It's not about forcing things, forcing other people, or even relationships. Take a step back, take care of yourself, because this is Taurus speaking. This week, really nurture yourself. Continue honing in on your self-care practices. Maybe you didn't really do a lot of self-care implementation last week. Well, this week, now's your chance. What is it? What is something that you can do that would make a difference right now, whether it's daily or weekly? We have boundless love. Today, I'll open my eyes a little wider and walk a little taller, noticing that the world around me is filled with tiny miracles. With this in mind, it's easy to fall in love over and over again, with everything from honeybees to neon signs. And while I'm feeling this inspired and this in love, everything else sort of falls into place. It's about seeing things from, it's not like an illusory effect. It's seeing things with gratitude from the heart. When you see things from the eyes of love, you get that reflected back to you. Again, this goes with open-heartedness. No matter what happens in your relationships, do your best not to close your heart. Thoughtfulness. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. Think of all the little things you can do to show a person you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. I won't read the rest, but if you want, you guys can screenshot it. A lot of these affirmators have like fun, kind of joking language and dry humor, but integrate and inject some thoughtfulness into your relationships. Think about love languages, right? We have words of affirmation, quality, time, right? We also have service and gifts. I hope I got them all. So this speaks to showing your love. How can you show people in your life, the relationships that you care about? How can you show people your own love? In what ways? Maybe it's giving a call to a friend and checking in, or catching up to see how they're doing, or simply letting someone know you care about them, or sending an email, whatever it is. This week, a lot of focus on the heart. Appreciation. I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love rather than compare their ways with my ways. Then I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obvious, universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. So this is almost a card of duality and seeing things that are different from a different perspective. I almost get the Hangman energy, Pisces energy. Look at the different ways. Perhaps people may be trying to show you love, but it's not coming through in the way that you show your love. And this is also tapping into love languages. Maybe some of you would benefit from reading I think it's called The Secret of Love Languages. And really getting to familiarize yourself with how other people express it and how you express yours, and seeing where there could be kind of like a meeting of the minds of where maybe if it's your partner or someone close to you, how they could show you love in a way that feels good to you and vice versa. A lot of just appreciation right now and gratitude. Perspective. Ironically, we get this card. What does a hawk see when it flies over your house, besides the family of mice living nearby that you don't know about? What will your current problems, conflicts, complaints look like when you're 80 years old and you gaze back on the timeline of your life? In this moment, you are being given the gift of clear perspective, of knowing that in the end, everything is going to be probably much better than okay. Think large enough and even big issues become small. Become an 80-year-old hawk and you're really onto something. So this huge focus on relationships, looking at things from different perspectives, opening up and widening and expanding the way you see things, perhaps especially with how you relate to and give love. Finally, we have solidarity. I respect the power of solidarity and look for opportunities to unleash it. When a loved one has to do something tough, I'll heed their often silent but sometimes loud and whiny call and participate in the toughness with them. Everything is easier when a partner, cohort, sidekick joins you. The only thing that's not easier is feeling resentment, which I suppose is the overall point. So again, this isn't about placing or forgiving. Let me backtrack. This isn't about placing or letting go of your own needs to fill the needs of others. But if you can join forces with someone and help support them, maybe your partner, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, this is one way to show support. There's a strong need here this week to let people know and show them that you care about them, to have gratitude for those in your life. This could require stepping out of your comfort zone for some of you, especially if you're not used to showing love or demonstrating love. This speaks to emotional vulnerability, expressing yourself in a different way and showing your love in a different way than you're used to. Okay, we're gonna grab some tarot cards and see what else is going on. This is so interesting. I feel like this week and in previous weeks, some of you are really gaining a deeper understanding of your relationships and the different facets that they involve, how you communicate, how you are, what's working, what's not, what needs to change, your role in them, and vice versa. We're all being called to level up and to make sure that our boundaries and needs are respected and vice versa. This is like a tune-up, if you will, right? When our cars get tuned up, they function a little bit better. When we tune up our relationships, things go a little bit smoother, right? What else? What other messages does the universe have for us this week? Interesting. We have Page of Cups in reverse. So I feel like some of you are really taking a time out and really thinking through on, again, these speak to relationship with cups, with feelings and emotions. So, ooh, there's a bug here. Anyways, we have Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Love it. I guess the deck was turned upside down. Eight of Wands in reverse, fire. Seven of Cups in reverse, water energy. The Magician in reverse, Virgo, Gemini. Six of Wands in reverse, fire. The Moon in reverse. So I feel like there is a lot of clarity coming to light right now. Many of you are getting very clear on what it is you want. I feel like this retrograde in particular, it's interesting. Because some of these cards, especially the Eight of Wands and Eight of Pentacles, there may be, it's like a hermit type energy, a slowing down, a movement. This is so in line with Mercury in retrograde right now. There's just clarity coming up. And this speaks too with the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. A lot of you have been soul searching, have really been getting clear on what it is you value in relationships, what you want to put your energy towards, what you want to focus on. I feel, and also build, I should say, because relationships and anything that you have your eyes set on, it doesn't have to be relationships, but overwhelmingly this is a theme, especially with Libra and Taurus, building your stability too. It requires a slow and steady progress, right? It's not a love bombing type energy. This week, I feel like many of you are being called to use this energy to the best of your ability and get very clear on what it is that you desire in relationships, in friendships, in romantic relationships, whichever are really on your focal point right now. Some of you may be, because this speaks up, right? It speaks to the ease of manifestation. I feel like, let's see. I feel like there's a stronger need, a stronger call to get into your body, to tap more into your intuition and less with the mind, with the logic, perhaps with the rest here too. This is going to help increase this. This isn't a time to be out there, to expend your energy in an outward way, to put your things in a lot of different areas. It's time for introspection and to wrap this part up, because we're going to have a lot of, we're going to have how many? 3 planets going direct and another planet going retrograde in October alone. And we're not even in October yet at the time of this filming. We're still at the end of September. So there's a need and a call here to really reserve and conserve your energy for the things that really matter most, because things are going to literally flip backwards and you're going to have a lot of things coming at you, a lot of things to focus on, to balance, and things moving pretty quickly. We have the Moon card in reverse, and again, I feel like this is about tapping into your intuition, but also things coming into clarity for you. I've been saying this a lot. With these retrogrades, it's bringing to light not only people's true colors, but it's bringing to light illusions. It's clarifying them, right? It's like the veil, the fog is lifting off, like the sun is illuminating this. And it's allowing people to see things for how they really are. There's no more secrets, no more illusions. The blinds aren't closed. Our eyes are wide open. Damn. Okay. Can we get advice, please, for the week? We're keeping this short, as I see 27 minutes ticking, as short as we can. Any other advice, please? Thank you. We got 10 of Swords, Air, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, and the Empress. Taurus, some say Libra energy. Interesting, we got predominantly Taurus and Libra energy. We got Cancer, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo. Then we got the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. We got all the signs here. Cups, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Your advice here, there's cycles ending. It's time to release. Again, like we got in the beginning, there's an element of surrendering. Things are working out the way they're supposed to. Walk towards what it is you do want. Again, plan. With the 7 of Cups in reverse and many of the other cards, I'll just say in general, this is a time for clarity, for getting very clear on what it is you do want. Mapping out those steps in a realistic way and calling that in, focusing on your true heart's desire. It's interesting we have Taurus here. Again, there's a need here to really honor yourself at this time. Walk away from energies that usurp your own energy, that cross and mesh with your own boundaries, that no longer resonate. There's a time of cleansing too. A lot of water here. A time of cleansing, a time of truth, a time of realizations. You're about to birth something new, so dream big. Look at this, we got a win-win outcome is forecast. Step out of your comfort zone. For some of you, this is going to be scary. Anything new that's different from your usual routine, it's going to be different, right? It's going to be scary. It's going to implement doing something different to get a different result. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result, right? Okay, let's continue on. I got these what are these decks called? Hold on. They're called couples cards, Kindle cards. We're gonna see what else is in store. These are really they're cute cards. Although they're made for couples, there's a lot of things that are geared towards those not in partnerships, in romantic partnerships. Okay, let's see what other messages the universe wants us to know this week. Not coming out. What other messages, please? Thank you. Busting out. Busting out. I feel like the way I'm interpreting it, I'm interpreting this is going all out in your goals, in your dreams. Being courageous, tapping into your creativity, your heart, and really planning what it is you want and being ready to birth this new creation. It's also busting out and releasing yourself, freeing yourself from anything that is holding you back, whether these are self-imposed fears, self-limiting beliefs, blocks, bad habits, people, energies around you. It's time to break free. It's almost like break free out of jail, like that Monopoly card, that Monopoly, you know, the game board. Break free of this. Step out of your comfort zone. For some of you, leaving relationships, it's going to be hard because some of you are still in the process of healing. Perhaps, you know, learning your own value, your worth, self-love, codependency issues and whatnot, but it's going to create greater balance in your life and your energy. It is absolutely amazing once you let go of just things that no longer vibe with you, with toxic people, just letting that shit go, how light you feel. It's about freeing yourself. Okay, let's pull a self-love oracle. We're gonna wrap this up very soon. There's a lot of consideration here. I feel too, I want to say, some of you may want to really ponder and marinate on what relationships mean to you, what your relationships up to this point have taught you, what they've been like, any patterns you recognize, and moving forward, what it is that you want from your relationships. Because a lot of what we want from romantic relationships, we also want from our friendships and family. Obviously, apart from like certain forms of intimacy, right? But, you know, we usually want similar values. What messages does the universe have, please, for us? We're getting some self-love oracle. Ooh. This month, too, when the sun is in Libra, is a wonderful time to reinvigorate your own self-love journey, especially when Venus ingresses into Libra. Okay. First card we got is 15, Love Your Shadow. We are perfectly imperfect. Accept and love yourself as you are. And do the same with others. Focus your efforts on your own mastery. I think this could sum up Libra beautifully, especially with its shadow aspect of codependency and people-pleasing. Balance your needs with that of others. Do not lose yourself in relationships. Do not place other people's needs, wants, or desires over your own. It's important to retain your own boundaries, your own energy, because relationships are supposed to be synergistic and interdependent, not codependent, right? And obviously, if they're ultra dependent or independent, we could have elements of avoidant, right? Avoidant behaviors, attachment styles. There has to be a balance there. So working on your own healing, on your own shadows, allows you to unify that yin and yang, this duality, this love between you. It allows you to accept yourself for who you are, and also allows you to extend that grace and compassion to others too. Because the foibles we see in others, they're usually in ourselves. Again, Libra season is all about mirroring to us triggers, things we need to heal, things that we may not really like in others, but they're reflecting that back to us to heal. The beauty of relationships, right? We also have 29, which reduces to an 11, and 6, I should say. This is a 6. Speaking of balance, forgive and release. When we carry love and forgiveness, we are stronger. We can keep our lessons learned without holding on to past hurts. So for those of you that may be ending relationships, or that may have been or are processing through grief surrounding relationships, whether it happened recently or a long time ago, this is a time to connect to your heart. Again, a lot of this entails tapping into yourself, stepping outside of your comfort zone. Doing this type of work it's not comfortable, it's not easy. It's looking at parts of yourself that you may have not wanted to acknowledge, and also really allowing yourself to feel in order to heal, right? To let that go, to transmute those pains, to transmute that pain into potential forgiveness for those in your life that may have done something that hurt you. This also gives you this freedom, like we have busting out, that energy of freedom. When we forgive, it's an incredible energetic release. You feel it completely. Finally, we have 39, which reduces to a 12, which is a 3. Return to center. Chaotic events do not benefit from panicked reactions. The situation may not need a response from you. Stay calm and centered in your heart. We've got dragons here, like a serpent. Oh boy, this speaks to relationships. It's going to be really important. You know, with Libra, it's a very diplomatic sign. Librans, this energy tries to look at both sides of the situation, tries to keep the scales balanced, right? And many Librans are tactful in how they communicate. And right now we have Mercury in Virgo. And so it'll be important because Virgo is at home in Mercury. So it's about paying attention to the smaller details and analyzing things. So just be careful because, you know, a shadow of of Virgo is being nitpicky and critical. So as you are working through some relationship, we'll just say relationship healing, maybe drama, fixing, and just examining these aspects in your life this week. Look at the overall big picture and make sure to really understand the different perspectives that these people in your life bring, because not everyone is going to mirror exactly like you operate in relationships, especially when it comes to giving love, doing things for you. Communicate in a responsive way. At the bottom of this deck, we have look deeper. There is more beneath the surface. Remain cool and centered. Take time to look at the deep underlying currents and follow your intuition. I want to say too, a caveat that's coming up for me. Librans not always, I'll say. Librans tend to be in their head, right? They're a cerebral sign. And sometimes they need reminders to tap into their body, into their intuition. So when it comes to relationships, it's easy to constantly overanalyze, to stay in your head, to ruminate. Get out of that. That's why we have return to center. Find ways to ground yourself and release this. This is going to allow you to not only clear those energetic blocks with people, but to move on. Because I feel like there's a lot coming up this week that's going to give you realizations about others. Perhaps truths, perhaps epiphanies. You're like, oh, wow. You know, maybe I was doing this and this was what's happening. I'll just say I had a friend earlier today who reached out to me, and we're both different signs. And obviously I don't just look at signs, there's more to that, but she's a water sign, Scorpio, and I am a Libra sun. And I was like, and in general, when people reach out to me and they're like, hey, just checking in, just wanted to say hi. When people send me messages like that, I literally will take it at face value. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, great to hear from you. I'm sending you, you know, back hellos, love, whatever. If I don't see like, hey, how are you, or any interrogative or question, like to me, I just think, okay, they're not asking me, they're just literally checking in. And so I made sure to ask because I clearly knew we had different communication styles. So going forward, this is something to keep in mind with relationships. Everyone approaches them differently. You can't expect everyone to communicate the same way you do, to express their love, their kindness in the same way. Some people, I'm someone who loves affirming through words. That's me. And then service. Other people do it through touch or gifts. So it helps to get below that surface and get to know people and ask questions. That's the Libra energy too. Get inquisitive. Ask questions to create this balance. Communicate. It's really about communication. You can't go wrong with it. And also using your intuition. Going back on that example, I generally haven't said anything to anyone about, I never asked someone like that, but I felt so called to ask that. And I'm so glad I did, because my friend actually meant to ask, how are you? And it was implicit in the conversation, but for me, it wasn't obvious. So it's interesting how when you reverse things and you look at it from other people's perspectives, you realize that we all have different assumptions we make and we believe other people know already, but in reality, we don't. So it pays to communicate. Okay. I got this deck a while ago, the Numinous Astro deck. So we're gonna pull a card, see what other energies are coming in for this week. It's interesting. Emotions can trigger, or relationships can trigger us, can piss us off, can make us fall in love. Humans are our best teachers, right? This is why we're here. Okay, so this week we also got 10th house, reputation. We got 8th house, intimacy. So there may be a need to focus on some of your relationships and some energies in your workplace, because the 10th house, Capricorn, it rules career. We got responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing and authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, empire. This may also speak to a relationship with your father or masculine figures or father type figures. Also about how others see you in the public sphere, in your career. Because it's also too about communicating that. It doesn't have to be through words, but we communicate through our brand, through who we are and what we do. We also have 8th house, intimacy, right? We think of Scorpio here. We have investments, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, kundalini energy, stalking, and the underworld. So things that are hidden may be coming to light. Again, we have that here with this moon card in reverse and Pisces energy, but I also get Cancer. So there may be things, a deeper layer to uncover in your relationships this week, a better understanding that will allow you to shift your perspective and also understand people. But also too, it doesn't mean this leads to reparations or reconciliation. It could be a temporary reconnection and maybe it doesn't work out. But this is asking you, the energies this week are really asking you to look beyond the surface, to dig deeper, ask questions and communicate, embody that Libra energy and try to look at things from another perspective, from another side. You may not understand it, you may not agree, but it'll allow you to release people, to let people go if need be, to close cycles with peace, with dignity, with diplomacy, and that's it, you know, move on. Interestingly, we have at the bottom of the deck, 3rd house, which is about communication. This is Gemini. Okay, we're almost done. I'm gonna pull a Pleiadian card, an oracle. I have felt so drawn to Pleiadians. They've been coming to my mind. I know they communicate telepathically. I just have felt enormous, like bubbly, kid-like energy from them. So we are going to see what messages they have for us, especially when it comes to this week, this energy. What else do we need to know? Oh, we got spiraling upwards. I immediately get, I heard Pisces, 12th house, things that are coming up. I feel like this week you're elevating to a new level of consciousness when it comes to yourself and how you interact with others. Just the mere idea, the mere fact of entertaining different perspectives and trying to open up and expand your worldview, your beliefs, doesn't mean you have to change them, but just allowing that idea of like, let me see how this person feels or thinks or where they're coming from, especially when you just open your mouth to communicate. It's allowing you to really shift your energy in a different way, to gain greater empowerment, greater control, feeling a sense of, I'm getting King of Wands energy, just empowerment, passion, leadership, a responsibility of your life. Hey everyone, it's me again. I'm back. I just dealt with a long issue with tech. Anyways, apparently I ran out of data, but as I was saying with spiraling upward, I feel like many of you are entering this new level of consciousness, are gaining this new level of consciousness when it comes to your relationships. I'm feeling there's like a partition between me and them. In other words, you and those people around your energies. It's almost like you are finally realizing, wait, I'm part of this equation too. It matters that I express my needs, my wants, and also that I communicate them. In reality, a lot of us, because of, I'll just say Libra energy, and many of us as humans, we just tend to be more in our head. Communication is not that hard. When we get in our head, we focus on things that don't happen. We focus on the what ifs, fears come up, etc. It's just a vicious cycle. And I'm not saying like I'm exempt from it. No. I'm a Virgo moon, Libra sun and rising, so I'm in my head a lot, so I get it. But I feel like there's a balance coming up here, and I feel like there's almost like a breath in, breath out type of release. We have here a lot about perspective and rest, and I feel like rest, it's so important. I keep saying this. It's not just sleep. It's actually consciously being aware of what's going on around you, but laying back and not just always doing something for the sake of doing. Literally, like just hanging out, you could be bird watching or just drinking tea and observing. It's that type of rest that is going to allow you to almost integrate these varying energies that are coming through, from healing, from integrating your shadow, right? This is a precursor to Scorpio season, to returning to center. A lot of these play very integral roles when it comes to relationships. It's not just about constantly forcing things, right? When we step out of our comfort zone, it's doing things a different way. It's looking at things from a different perspective. And at the cornerstone of any relationship, it's love, right? I mean, I would say love, trust. Some say unconditional love, but as humans, we place conditions on that love, right? Especially with boundaries. So again, this is really a time of introspection and getting super clear. Digging down into your intimate desires, your deepest desires, your wants, not just with yourself, but with others, and how you operate too on a public sphere with other people in your world. We are going to wrap this up. Let's get a starseed oracle. What messages do starseeds have for us for this week? The energies are shifting through rapidly. Okay. Look at this. At the bottom, we have fruition. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. We have a win-win outcome as forecast. So I feel like in this particular week, and even into the season, because again, we're all on different timelines, there's going to be a lot of compromise, a lot of solutions, perhaps healing, but it may not be in the way you anticipate. So that's where you may want to keep your mind open. You may resolve things with people. You may choose to part ways with people, especially at the expense, or I should say the consideration of yourself, of your own love. Because Taurus and Libra together, both ruled by Venus, they're really about not just balancing your emotional stability and love in your relationships and partnerships, and balancing yourself in relation to others, but also taking care of yourself and your emotional foundation, your material foundation too, since Taurus is an earth sign. Even though there's a lot of people and this is focused on relationships, at the very core, this is really about you this week. It's unraveling and showing to you what it is you need to heal, what it is you need to learn, what it is you need to forgive and release. This is all about you. It's interesting because people think when we talk about relationships, it's about them. But all relationships do is mirror to us what we need to learn. So some of the star seed oracle messages we got for this week: free spirit. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without conditions. Didn't I just say something about conditions? Because we have here boundless love. We also have here, intimacy too. This speaks, there are boundaries here with Scorpio when you gain trust, but there's also that deep subconscious, not always knowing, right? Mysteries, intensity. But we have open-heartedness, boundless love, and busting out, what I said earlier. There's a sense of doing things in a different way. There's going to give you that sense of freedom, especially within yourself. Some of you are operating and doing relationships differently this time around, and that is the biggest lesson that you're learning. We have Gaia, connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. Mother Earth, Taurus, Cancer energy too. We got that in both. I would say nature. Taurus is all about, we get nature. It's healing. Some of you may need to connect to your feminine side. Mother Earth is a beautiful way to connect to the divine feminine energy, to balance yourself, to center yourself, to come into your being. Super cleansing too. Truth. See your light, know your power, have the courage to walk your truth. I said this earlier. There's clarity in so many things around us that are coming to light, almost like those bubbles. Where are those bubbles? Right here. Spiraling upwards, the message from the Pleiadians. These are things you won't be able to ignore anymore. Things are shifting so dramatically within yourself that you're outside, it's wanting to catch up. And with the retrogrades, when they turn direct, especially one by one, but in particular Mercury, since it deals with communication, and we had Venus retrograde earlier in the year, right? December, January. This is really teaching you about letting go and moving into a higher plane of existence. Honoring your truth, most importantly, because before you can honor others and be honest or expect honesty and truth from others, you have to do it with yourself. We got wisdom. See your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. Again, relationships are teaching tools, essentially, for us. What people show us, they simply mirror to us what we need to learn. It's almost like seeing things play out in a Shakespearean play, in the stage, in any theatrical play, if you will, in any movie. We're just seeing things unfold and what we need to learn. Inner alchemy. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. I get Scorpio energy here. Some of you, especially 8th house, some of you are holding on tightly to people and you're not meant to. You're meant to release that. But you're getting clarity, and I feel like in your own timing you will. It's important because not everyone is meant to stay in your life. And some of you are working through attachments right now with people and separating that, perhaps differentiating that between love, because love is not attachment. If there's anything the Libra energy can teach you, it's that too. In its most empowered self, I should say. Finally, we have signs. The universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. Comment down below what have been the most significant signs you have been seeing, particularly since the fall or spring equinox that we've just entered and this new moon in Libra. I've been seeing a lot of 2s, a lot of 3s, Scorpio everywhere. That's it so far. You all, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm really grateful that you've hung on. This was a little bit, I always say this, it's a little bit longer than usual, but I always allow the messages that have to come through to come through. Come join me tonight, Monday, for the live stream. I usually do it on Wednesday, but due to a work trip, I am doing and hosting this on Monday. Come join me at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time or Daylight Savings Time. I'm 1 hour behind New York City time because there's 2 time zones where I'm at in Texas. So I hope to see you there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you a beautiful week ahead. Take time out for yourself. Don't forget, sending my love and gratitude. Take care.